Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Flipping PCs Until I Buy a House, episode 15. This is a series I started a while back ago with an end goal in mind to save up enough money from flipping PCs to put a down payment on a house. Today we do flip a computer and list a couple more for sale, so I hope you guys enjoy the video, but first, a word from today's sponsor. If you guys need cheap and legitimate Windows keys, then visit Super CDK link down below. They have Windows 10 and Windows 11 key. Once you add the key to your cart, simply use the discount code SPLA to save on that sweet green. And to activate the key, it's as easy as copying and pasting it into your window activation settings, clicking activate, and bam, you have legit Windows keys for the low. Thank you Super CDK, and let's get back to the video. We're starting today's episode on January 17th, and in the previous episode of this series, I said this. I really wanted to get the computer built and listed in this video, but the SSD that I ordered is faulty and I'm in the process of getting a new one. It's just taking a bit longer than I expected. I will get it built, test it out, and list it. That'll all be in the next flipping video. Well, that is exactly what we are going to be doing today. Finally got the new SSD and I got the computer completely built, and oh my, this thing is a form of pure beauty. There's a ton of RGB, which should definitely help with the sell. I ended up testing 2 titles on this PC. The first game I tested was Warzone 2.0 at 1080p with extreme settings, and it got an average FPS of 84. Then I tested good old Fortnite at 1080p with performance mode, and it got an average FPS of 224. Time to finally list it. My build price was pretty high due to the case, AIO, fans, and the Corsair power supply all being bought brand new. So it cost me a total of $790.58, which is pretty steep, but I'm deciding to list at $940. Like I said, there was a ton of RGB, so it should help with the sell. And I also have all the boxes for the parts minus the CPU and GPU. I guess I will see you guys when it sells or if we find any good deals. Got some good news. We might be selling that computer in just a little bit. I am on my way though to get an oil change on my car, and then I'll update you guys when I'm done. Alrighty guys, I'm just getting home. It did take a little longer than I thought it would, that oil change. But let's see if this PC still works. I don't know why it wouldn't, but there it is, all powered on. Little monitor right here. Bam, we get a post right away. Loads into Windows right away, we are good to go. As I said on my way to the oil change, I said we might be selling the computer. That might turn into a definite yes. And the guy messaged me, he asked how much I would charge him to upgrade to 64 gigabytes of RAM. I just said an extra 30 because honestly, I didn't want to charge too much because I was already charging a pretty penny for this computer. Yeah, it looks pretty. There is a lot of RGB, but the specs aren't that great for the price. I mean, yes, it's a really good PC, but it could be a little bit better for the price, so I didn't want to charge them too much. Now that that little rant is out of the way, let's throw in these extra 2 sticks of RAM. That'll make it 64 gigabytes, and then we will pack it up and go meet the guy. PC turned on right away after I got the RAM installed. And as you can see right here, all 64 gigabytes is there. Alrighty, we got the PC all packed in the car, the computer, and then all of the boxes to the parts, like I said, minus the CPU box and GPU box. Alright guys, we just got to the meeting spot. You're gonna have to bear with the bad lighting. I am gonna get an ND filter soon though. The guy should be here any minute. Tyson, right? How you doing, man? I am recording, just so you know, just for privacy security. So there's the PC, I do have it all boxed up. Okay. These are all the parts, all the boxes I mean that I said. Okay. Fans. This is the extra stuff that came like with the case. Okay. So I think it has like some SSD mounts and just any random stuff that did come with the case. Is this your first PC? First PC. I've always been console. A bunch of my homies have
Making
PC.
the switch over?
Yeah. My homies pressured me into it. I was like, I found one. It's decent, good price. I'm like, I gotta do it. Yeah, looks great too. Yeah, it looks fantastic. And then these are the antennas on the back. Okay. I know in the last picture of the ad, it showed all the rear I/O. This just screws in. You'll see where they screw in. Better Wi-Fi and just like better Bluetooth connectivity. Okay. But I do recommend Ethernet if you can. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 20. Awesome. And 70 for you. Sweet, man. You count it if you want before I take anything. Might as well. If you want to grab the PC, I can start loading these boxes up for you. Alright, that works. I'll grab you guys. Profit time. We got cold hard cash. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 950, 70. So in total, we got $970. My build price after upgrading the RAM was around $820. So the profit is pretty slim, still around $150 though. Like I always say, profit is profit. And it was a one-day flip, so you can't really complain. Actually, everyone spam one-day flip in the comments down below, and let's continue flipping. Ending the night with some spaghetti. Time to build another computer. So this is my parts closet. It is not looking very full, but we still have some parts to work with. More specifically, over in this corner, I have 2 PCs. They are just like pretty basic office computers. I think one has a 4th gen i7 and the other has a 4th gen i5, but I'm not completely sure. Let's go and get them out of the closet, set them up, see if they even work, and then see what parts they do have. Okay, here's that first computer. I think this is one with the 4th gen i5, but I'm honestly not sure. I do know though, there is no graphics card in it, so I am just gonna be throwing in this little GTX 750 because it does have a display port that I can use, and this should work. Graphics card installed. Got everything plugged into the PC, DisplayPort cable, power cord. Give her a little flip, now a little click. Oh, wire stuck in the fan. Something is wheezing. Okay, we do get a post. Looks like it's loading into Windows. Keep in mind, I bought this computer a while ago, so I really have no clue what to expect. There is some like coil line coming from something. It might be the GPU because it is pretty old, or it could be this really sketchy looking Cooler Master power supply. But we did, however, get it to load into Windows. Let's run it to Task Manager and see what specs we have. So yeah, GPU is detected, that's good. We got 8 gigs of DDR3, and the CPU, yeah, it is i5 4460, so that is 4th gen. Second computer, little click, turns on right away. Bam, boots up right away. And this one is way more quiet than the last one. Nice, this one does have Windows on it as well. Let's see what specs this one is rocking. Okay, so this one is a 4th gen i5 too, unfortunately. It is 16 gigabytes of RAM though. Sadly, none of them had 4th gen i7s. I really thought they did, but I am gonna take apart this one down here with a loud power supply. Probably throw out the power supply, throw out the case, and then see what we can do with this. See if we can throw this motherboard into a case with RGB, because I'm pretty sure this one is just a proprietary motherboard, so I'm gonna have to keep it in this case. I didn't end up taking apart the first PC with the really loud power supply. However, I did slap in a good old GPU in the HP pre-built. I threw in this Gigabyte RX 560 4GB version that I really overpaid for, but I just need to get rid of it, honestly. I ended up applying some fresh thermal paste to the CPU as well. I then tested the PC in good old Fortnite running at 1080p with performance mode. I noticed the game was lagging all over the place though, so I capped the FPS to 160 and I got an average FPS of 118. Now the sad part. This PC did cost me $210 since the GPU alone was $150, and honestly, the PC isn't worth much more than that. A while back ago, my best friend gave me his old peripherals. They are pretty dirty, so I definitely have to clean them, but I will include them with the PC as a bonus and try to sell it as a light gaming PC for $250. I just wiped down the mouse with alcohol wipes and scraped out the crusty stuff, and then the keyboard I took off all the keycaps, let them soak in some soapy water, and then I just wiped down the keyboard and blew away all the dust. It definitely look and feel cleaner than before, and I just listed it for $250. Fingers crossed it gets some bites. Good morning, guys. Last night I was doing some deal hunting just before I was getting ready for bed and just ending the night off. I came across a deal. It was a $100 gaming PC. Would have been really good to get. I ended up messaging the guy, but he said he already had a few people coming today to look at it, and he's about like an hour and 30 minutes away, so sadly that deal's just gonna have to go bye-bye. There was this other deal. It's a computer for $400, has like a Ryzen 5 GTX 1660 Ti. The guy said, I need it gone ASAP. So I just messaged him. I said, hey, I have 200 cash. I'll come pick it up today. Still haven't heard back from him, but I will update you guys if I do. And then there was this other deal from a local computer shop. It is a whole gaming computer with an i7 4790K, 16 gigabytes of RAM, RX 580 8GB version, and they're only asking $270, which is a pretty good price. Still some room for profit if I do case swap it and throw it in case with the RGB. I should be able to list it around 500 or 550. So we will be getting that in about an hour or so. I just stopped at the UPS store. I had to ship some packages and then return some Amazon packages as well. But now we're off to that computer shop to pick up that one computer. Gaming PC secured thanks to my girlfriend. She was the one that actually picked it up for me. I obviously paid for it, but long story short, I'm banned from this computer store. I don't even know really what happened. It happened like almost 2 years ago, but I don't really want to go in there and then they still notice me and be like, get out. So I just have my girlfriend go in there when they have good deals. But let's go get some grub and then we'll go home and work on this computer. We got the PC home and it booted up right away, which is a great sign. We know the basic specs like the CPU, GPU, and amount of RAM, but we don't know all the parts, so let's get it taken apart so we can get ready to case swap it. We got all the parts laid out. The motherboard is an MSI H81M-E34. It's a basic board with only 2 DIMM slots, and for RAM it's a 2x8GB kit from Micron for a total of 16GB of DDR3. The CPU is the i7-4790K. It did come with a decent amount of storage. It has a 480GB Kingston SSD and a 2TB hard drive. The GPU is the XFX RX 580 8GB version. The power supply is sadly going to have to be replaced. I wouldn't feel comfortable selling it with this, so I'm going to upgrade it to the 600 watt EVGA unit, which isn't a whole lot better, but definitely better than whatever this thing is. The GPU also looks like it's never been cleaned, so let's do that. The case I'm going to be case swapping into is a case from Rosewell. It's a black box with 4 RGB fans, so it should be great. The PC turned out awesome. It was a pretty easy build. However, I want to relax the rest of the night, so we will test this out and get it listed tomorrow. Alrighty, I just got done testing this computer. I just ran one title on it, which was Fortnite. Just ran at 1080p with performance mode and got around an average FPS of like 180. It was running pretty good and I managed to get a few kills. They might have all been bots, but hey, I still killed them. Now let's talk about that build price. It is not a very attractive build price, I'm just gonna say that. This is gonna be my last time buying a PC of this spec for that price. It was honestly a mistake on my part and I will try not to do that again. But I am gonna try to list it at $550, which is pretty high for that spec. But at $550, that is still some room for profit, and the lowest I will take is probably $475. But I don't really want to take $475, but if I have to, I will. And I just got it listed today, so I'll let you guys know if we get any bites. Alrighty, it is January 21st. We have gotten no bites on both of the computers that I listed a couple days ago. So that is sad news, but use this video to learn from my mistake and don't buy a computer that really isn't worth the price. I should have looked it up before I bought it, but you know, sometimes you make mistakes. I should still be able to make some profit, so fingers crossed. But anyways, if you did enjoy this video, smash that like, watch the rest of my flipping videos here, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace!